often been asked if it hurts to open up, and I think perhaps if there was a map or a door and all it required was a turn of a knob, but no, you need to pry your chest open with a crowbar, drill into yourself, crack and break down entire walls to make room for one, and then you still have to make it up as you go along. Come apart in your flesh, trying to insert new memory in the cells so you can erect a new city of yourself. But this will not be before you have become an entire broken thing, struggling to stand itself upright. So yes, it hurts. But the pain is necessary. If you're a creature not born with flight, often your wings need to tear past backbone and spinal column to sprout and unfold your freedom. For me, monogamy began to feel like a prison of skin where we both contort into awkward self-betrayals, wearing picture-perfect poker smiles, sworn to conceal how it spills out onto your entire being when there is a new presence that makes your soul collapse into itself with delight. That you can still hide. But betraying your truth to honor that of another is still betrayal. Loving cannot go on meaning that any part of being you needs my permission, or that there are spaces to which I can put the love that runs through your body on jurisdiction, as if love was not a sovereign energy that follows its own divine and exquisite intelligence. It was never meant to be confined to a ribcage. The organ pumping blood and spreading life to your limbs and other appendages is just a metaphor. When I speak of the heart, I'm referring to that innermost core, the very essence of you, that neither here nor there space where God resides. Now imagine telling God where he cannot go. And although history has taken the stand time and time again, testifying that this dynamic rarely works for any of us in the long term, submitted an endless trail of disassembled fractions of fragmented families over decades as evidence, yet still we try. For charming and Cinderella's once upon a time and happily ever after, applying the same formula and hoping for different results, which always brings to mind a certain quote by Einstein. Well, I'm applying a slight variation to the equation of hand in hand in hand into the sunset. I'm unloading the heavy in the names we've given each other, such as mistress, side piece, and home wrecker. Human intimacy cannot remain a competition where being wifey means number one, and all you've won is a false price of inauthenticity and lies. 3 is always a representation of the union of the numbers prior to it. And somewhere at the structural heart of mysticism is a triangle, yet all we ever seem to get stuck on is reducing it to a scandal. I want to expand into every shape in geometry, from a triangle into a square, into a pentagon, and every polygon, until we transcend the points of connection and dissolve into the continuous everything of a circle, reminding us that we all are somehow already connected and complete. I'm ashamed of having disorganized your holiness, plucked out every bulb to which I was in the switch, and burnt as bright as I could with all my might. But even I couldn't deny the sorry sight that is a Christmas tree with only one light. I had emptied out the ocean of its entire contents, replaced it with myself, and hoped no one would miss the gap where the 1.35 quintillion liters of mass used to be. I had to allow myself to come undone, seam by seam, with every mending stitch, for the front row seat to marvel at how brilliantly you ignite with all your light. With all that said, this is not some enlightenment pill that will grant you total immunity from jealousy. In fact, you catch the most critical and unstable kind, a raging inferno breathing monster, scorching craters between your chest cavity and spine. The only difference is you don't lull it to sleep with hypnotic promises of never again. Giant green dragons are often guarding priceless treasures, and in this case, it is your inner peace at stake. So damn it, you charge at this thing, heart first. Let it incinerate every distortion until all that is left is a quiet truth. And since I've become a collector, I can no longer be honorable to relationship model. Not if it's a ready-made, one-size-fits-all mold that requires me to contract and squeeze myself into it. Only, and only if it's a form the moment has carved out of me, I've done away with till death do us part. All that is left of my marriage vows is to remain still, here, with you, not forever, but for as long as both our truths allow.